Hi guys, this is Kylie. Welcome back to my channel. So it's day 4 or 5, I think, of being in Australia. And yeah, I just thought that I would give you guys a little update on what all has been going down, especially since I'm in a 8-bed hostel. That took me way too long to count. I'm in an 8-bed hostel room, and it's only me and Nick checked into it. So yeah, it's super cool. So he's off showering right now, so I'm just taking this opportunity to give you guys a little update because I'm not used to vlogging yet, and having to talk to my phone like this with other people in the room kind of feels weird still. So yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna update you guys. So the trip kind of started off not too great. So the second day that we were here, the second full day, we went scuba diving. That's the thing that I've been the most excited for. It's the one thing that I really, really wanted to do in New Zealand or Australia. And when I was filling out all of the health information, they asked about like ear problems, and obviously I had to put it down because I've had an ear infection in this ear for like 3 weeks. I think it's gone now. But yeah, so I had just flown on a plane like 2 days before and had issues, and they say that the pressure when you're scuba diving is way more. So yeah, they wouldn't let me scuba dive, and so that was really upsetting. And it got me thinking more and more about like traveling, and how at the beginning of my travels I was like, everyone has to do this, this is so great. And now that I'm at the end of it, I'm starting to be like, okay, no, you really need to think about traveling, because the amount of times that something like not ideal has happened, like I get an ear infection, I start vomiting for no reason, I miss the bus to the airport and have to get on a different one, and then they don't take card, they only take cash, but I already deposited all my cash because I don't need it in Australia. And then I had to go to the ATM and get $20 because it wouldn't give me just 10, which is what the bus cost. So I have 10 New Zealand dollars that I now can't deposit and get the whole $10. I don't know, it probably doesn't make any difference if I just convert it anyway, but whatever. So it's like all of those little moments that happen that have been making me think, like, what on earth have you done to yourself, Kylie? Like, what choices did you have to make for it to lead you here? And so when they wouldn't let me scuba dive, I kind of had one of those, like, I just want to go home. Like, this is really difficult. This is more difficult than I anticipated it being. And it's not really. It's just when you're in those moments, you want to quit. And then when you're snorkeling and you see a sea turtle like 2 feet away from you, you're like, I'm never leaving this place. So it's ups and downs for sure. But so the trip didn't start off great, but it turned around. The next day we had a free day because that day was Halloween. We were gonna go out, but then we were tired, so we didn't. But yeah, so we had the free day. I went to the doctor, got approval for my ear, so that next time I try to go scuba diving, they'll actually let me. And today we went on a little rainforest tour, a 2-day rainforest tour, so tomorrow we'll finish the second half of it, and it was really, really cool. We got to see some crocodiles, and that was pretty awesome. It wasn't like how you want to see them, like when you visualize yourself looking at crocodiles, you picture them like on the land with their mouth open, you know, because that's how they cool themselves down. And so that's how I pictured it, and that's not how it was. The water was really high, and so they were all in the water. And as we were all looking at this one that had floated to the surface and started to swim away, another one came up to the boat, and our tour guide was like so calm, was like, there's another crocodile by the boat, back up. We're like, we looked down, and his head was huge. Like, I saw from like the neck area to the tip of his nose mouth area. His head was huge, and he said that crocodile was probably only like 4.8 meters long, which is not even close to how long they get. So seeing that one's head, and it was just like the thought that the two crocodiles had like collaborated. He was like, hey, you distract him, I'll attack. Like, the thought of that was super creepy and super cool. But I feel like that image of looking down and seeing the crocodile head come up from this like murky water, I feel like that's an image that's going to be stuck in my head for a long time. But we've got the second half of the tour tomorrow. Oh, also, there's these birds that are around in this rainforest, which is the oldest rainforest in the world, by the way. And there's these birds that are like Kevin from Up, and I'm super determined to see one. They're like ostriches, they're super tall, and they're blue. They've got blue feathers and like pink turkey neck things. I really want to see one. I'm very excited to see one, but I don't know if I will because they're super rare. There's like only like 300 to 400 left. They estimate that it's like 2,000, but the tour guide was like, yeah, no, I am in these forests every single day. Like, I would not say that there's 2,000, but who knows? Yeah, but Australia's been pretty awesome. The weather's great. It's hot when you're like carrying all your stuff and you're like, I'm gonna die. But other than that, the weather's great. It feels like Florida. So for any of you guys back home, like, that want a comparison, it's just like Florida. It really reminds me of Disney. Like, just this whole experience has made me feel like Disney. Like, I've been thinking about Disney a lot, which has made me start to realize that, like, I really think the right decision for me when I get home is after a little bit, you know, after I like see everyone, obviously, and catch up with everyone, that I think that I'd like to work for Disney. And something that I've toyed with for years, same thing with traveling, something I toyed with for years, and I think I'm finally at a point in my life where I just like, once I figure out that that's what I want and that's what I'm gonna do. So it's kind of cool to be at that point. This area also reminds me a lot of camp, which kind of sucks. Every time I like really get a memory of camp, I get that like stabbing in the stomach and in the heart, like the chest kind of feeling. Yeah, it's a bittersweet thing to look back on. But 10 years of my life that have completely shaped who I am. I have no idea who I would be without camp. And obviously, like, I have no idea who I would be if I didn't run into that person that I knew for 2 months. Like, obviously, every little thing changes who you are, but something that's been in my life for 10 years like that's really changed who I am. And traveling and being in all these hostels and stuff, I just feel like I'm at camp. It's kind of strange. I kind of enjoy it because I kind of miss camp, but I'm also still hurt. So yeah, I've never really gotten that personal with you guys. Aww, we're getting so close. No, I'm just kidding. I just have no filter, so I'll say anything. But yeah, it really just feels like I'm at camp or at Disney. It's weird. Both of those things, camp and Disney, are both places that feel like home to me. Like, as equally as my house. You know? Like, earlier this summer, when it was normally time that I would be going to Disney, I just really missed Disney. And that, like, homesick for Disney feeling. And I feel that equally. Homesick for camp, homesick for home, and homesick for Disney. Like, they all feel very equal in my heart. Which is, like, bittersweet, I guess. Especially about camp. But can't change that. Yeah, but Australia's been amazing, and I really look forward to updating you guys on what happens next. So, I guess I'll see you next time.